Shalom. I want to start by giving all praises, fear, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Covereth. Shalom to you, true warriors, true defenders of the gospel, true followers of Yahawashi. Shalom to the elect 144,000 men and believers. And Lord willing, this is edifying for the sheep, because again, this is not for everybody. See, only a few are going to receive it and grow with it and take it and and continue doing the works and believing. But the multitude, they'll listen to this and they'll just mock at it, and they'll belittle the service of Yahawashi. But I want to get this piece that goes with that. Because we're building the wall, the Lord gives us strength, and that strength we use to do the works of Yahawashi, not our own thing. See, because the whole world, they don't really ask strength for laboring for Yahawashi. They ask strength to get rich here, and that's why the Lord don't deal with it. The Lord doesn't know the multitude, only a few. So this is Nehemiah 2:17. Get it right here. Now, while I get this, you got anything to say that?
Yeah, Khan, Shalom. And speaking of the multitude is perishing with this world. And as we are separating ourselves further and further away from this world, we're being brought to life. We're being resuscitated. And this is 2 Ezra 8:55. It says, "And therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish." So we don't have a question to the Lord like, oh, why this, why that? Like, question the Lord. Like when someone's doubtful and they don't trust you, those are mad questions to ask you. Oh, well, what's this? What's that? You know what I'm saying? And that's not the spirit that you want people to be around you with, always questioning you and shit. That means they don't trust you. If they have a sincere question, is different. But when someone like doubts you and doesn't know you, they always have some questions to ask you. They don't see eye to eye with you. 2 Ezra 9 and verse 22. "Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain." See, so they was born in vain. Even guys that came into this truth and they were somewhat reborn again, meaning that, yeah, they came out of the world, yeah, they're in camps, but being born of the Spirit, being coming out of the world, the womb, really coming out of the world, which is like the womb. The womb is where you're covered in blood, and you come out, and you know what I'm saying? But and you see the light of this world. So you have to come out of this womb, this world. But a lot of our people haven't really been reborn again. They're just talking the talk, they're not walking the walk. And they call themselves great, they call themselves elder apostles. For the Lord said you have to humble yourself as a little child. And if you don't, you can't enter into the kingdom of heaven. It says, "Let my grace be kept and my plan, for with great labor have I made it perfect." And it's not our YouTube channel and how many subscribers that we have that makes us perfect. What makes us perfect is conforming not unto this world but unto Yahawashi, being made into His image. Like seeing face to face, like we see through a glass darkly, right? But when we shall see Him, when we see Him in the clouds, we're going to see Him as He is. We're going to be as He is. We're going to be perfect as He is. So the servant has to be as his master in the flesh, walking in the new covenant, talking about singing the new song, which no other man can learn, but the remnant, but the virgins, because they're not defiled with this world. They don't have different heads. Like a woman that has, like this woman in Babylon, they have 5 boyfriends. My main nigga, my side piece, the one that I use to just buy me things. That's how a lot of guys are in this truth. They have different heads, so they don't really have their head on right. They call this elder apostle their head. They call it, you know what I'm saying? But who's the head of every man is Yahawashi.
That's right. This is Nehemiah 2 verse 17. It says, "Then said I unto them, Ye see the distress that we are in, how Jerusalem lieth waste, and the gates thereof are burned with fire. Come and let us build up the wall of Jerusalem, that we be no more a reproach. Then I told them of the hand of my power, which was good upon me, as also the king's words that he had spoken unto me. And they said, Let us rise up and build. So they strengthened their hands for this good work. See, so strengthening your hand through Yahawashi for the good works, not for the works of the flesh or works of men. Now, let me back that up with this one here. This is Proverbs 16 and verse 1. It says, The preparation of the heart in men, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirits.
If I say real quick, it said that the answer of the tongue of man is from the Lord. So going into, like, we go into Kings with Micah and those other 400 prophets that told the king that what he wanted to hear, the nice things, the smooth things, but wasn't the truth. He wasn't going to win in that battle. He actually was going to fall in that battle. Micah told him the truth. He got punched in the face. He got thrown in jail. The other ones, they just, the king knew that it wasn't the real word of the Lord. He understood it. The spirit, the truth hurts, right? I'm saying the truth hurts. So if someone's coming to you with smooth things, then it's not the truth. It's just a bunch of lies. So the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. Now, if the Lord deceive a prophet, then the Lord did that. And that's what the Lord done with a lot of you prophets, man. The multitudes. You guys have thousands of subscribers. The Lord said in the scriptures, He's found one man righteous and just among 1,000. Not 1,000. Just one out of 1,000. So if you have a few subscribers following you, 10, 20, 30, you're better off than someone that has 1,000 subscribers and that's trimming down their way to seek love. Validation of the world. That's the love that they're trying to seek. Acceptance of the world. Oh, they're going to accept me because I call Isari. They're going to accept me because I'm not offending anybody. Guys talk about, I don't want to be a confrontational. This truth is all about being confrontation. You confronting the wickedness of our nation and what they're doing wrong. The spirit that they're in that is just anti-Yahawashi, rebuking it sharply, that you may save some to Yahawashi, win souls to Yahawashi, instead of guys following guys that are soulless. They don't have the soul. Like you talk about home food, right? Soul food. You know, when it's made at home, right? It's made with love. It tastes better than what you eat out, because you don't know who cooked that food or where it's really from. Now, obviously, we eat food. We eat our bread defiled amongst the Gentiles, but when whatever you get from a righteous man, you're gonna get a righteous man's reward, and there's a blessing in it. There's a hidden blessing in it if you receive it. And you know, I'm just gonna say this: like, we was watching the new Spider-Man the other night, deciphering it, because you know all these Marvel movies are inspired from the scriptures, from the Bible. Now, Spider-Man No Way Home is symbolic because, first of all, no way home, right? There's no other way home than Yahawashi. You have to go through the door. And it's heavy because in this movie, you know, spoiler, your brothers can check down, pause it or whatever if you haven't seen it, but basically what the Spider-Man and Spider-Mans were trying to do was overcome the evil with the good. There was all these villains that had died either by their hand or you know, by a misfortune they died or lost their life, right? And they were trying to make it right. They were trying to heal them and cure them. And in the process of that, they were getting stabbed in the back. The legion of demons, right? Like that, like Goblin definitely had a heavy on him. They were trying to stop that, you know. But at the end of the day, in the movie, the good overcame the evil, you know. But you know, something happened, you know. And it's heavy too, because like the Doctor Strange, like it was a lot of like sorcery and spell type shit. But Spider-Man, he decided to not go through with that at the end of the day, and he chose good in a certain way, in a concept. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of bones too, because Doctor Strange is also some sorcery witchcraft shit. But go ahead.
Right. And speaking of the movie, right? You will realize that the righteous that fight evil with good, yet it's gonna be a struggle, and everybody's gonna doubt you. Everybody's gonna tell you, to do something else, or you just take the easy route. Like using sorceries, and these things actually are the quickest route to solve something, but it can grow to something worse because it's wickedness. So by you going and fighting with the wicked with what you have, which is Yahawashi, you're overcoming wickedness with righteousness. You're becoming a healer. You see, in the movie, you see that Spider-Man, he was healing his enemies.
If I could say it real quick, even his mother, his stepmom basically, because it wasn't his real mom, and like even she, when she lost her life, she wasn't overcome with the evil. Like, yeah, go kill those niggas that got me. See, a lot of our people are in that spirit, seeking vengeance of their own, not being patient because vengeance is the Lord's at the end of the day. So what did she say to her son Peter Parker? She said, "You're gifted. You're special. You have power." And she said, "With great power comes great responsibility. You have this great power. Don't use it for evil. Like your villains, like the ones that stab you in the back and like goblin them demons, right? You have to do all that's in your power to try to cure them. Now there's certain I'm gonna say this in the scripture. There's certain guys like they're not gonna get healed. Like the Lord said in Matthew 13, He's blind their eyes, He stopped their ears, lest they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears and be converted. He should heal them. So the Lord doesn't want to heal everybody. So some people ain't gonna be healed.
Right? They don't want to get healed. They feel good with their wickedness. That's why they've gone so far in wickedness. Now let me read this. This is Proverbs 16 and verse 3. It says, "Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established." See, so what you think of is what you're gonna actually walk in. So if you commit your works to Yahawashi, the Lord is gonna give you the things that you need in your mind and the mindset. Verse 4 says, "The Lord hath made all things for Himself, yet even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished." See, so you see our enemies, they're joining hands, in and out this truth. You see, because we have enemies in the truth. They're not really in the truth. They're just using the truth. Now, and so that's why the multitude is wicked, because the multitude, they join in hands. And you see all these other nations coming against Babylon, they joining in hands. But in reality, they're joining in hands against us. They're not joining in hands with this place, because this place is wicked with them too. You see, it's just like it's a distraction. Their enemy is us, and our enemies is them. So when we're not capable of joining hands with them because we're keeping ourselves separate. Now that's why we're building that wall. Now let me continue. Let me jump to verse 7. It says, "When a man's ways please the Lord, He maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. Better is a little with righteousness than great revenues without right."
Whoo! There's that term "great," man. So it's all in the scriptures. It's all there. And what's heavy, like we were talking about this the other night, like especially when you look at the Green Goblin. What the demon did, because he had demons, he had evil spirits, unclean spirits in him. And remember in the beginning when the mask was like trying to talk to him, and he was like, "Oh, shut up," and he punched you, broke it. So like, some like they have such hard demons, like they want to like break it, and they want to like, but it's plaguing them. It's a sickness. Like they're lost in the mind, like his mother was saying. But what I want to say is this. And this is something, you brothers, we have to understand with these evil spirits. What they do is they play on your kindness. So you can't just be simple in these last days. Because what the demons do, right? They'll act like they don't know what's going on, right? They'll act like they don't know what's being said, right? they'll act ignorant of it, but really behind closed doors and in their mind, they know exactly what's going on, and they're trying to use that against you to usurp you and trick you into thinking that, oh yeah, he wants to be cured. Oh yeah, he wants to learn. He wants to be reborn. But really, at the end of the day, they're using that against you to try to stab you and kill you in the back. You see? And that's what a lot of guys are doing in this truth. That's why the Lord said in Micah, also in other scriptures, Jeremiah, trust Satan not in a brother. We're in the times of friends betraying one another. See, you have to trust the Lord. You see? So let me read this. This is 2 Corinthians 3 and 15. But even unto this day, when Moses is read, the veil is upon their heart. And a veil is like a covering. So when guys read the Old Testament and they bring out things of the past, and they trying to, because what the Lord said, you can't put old wine into new bags. You see what I'm saying? But it says, but even unto this day, when Moses is read, the veil is upon their heart, meaning that their heart is covered. They haven't opened their heart to the Lord. Like the wedding, right? A veil, when you see a woman, your wife comes to you. What do you do before you kiss her? You take her veil off her face, so you can see her and she can see you perfectly clear. So same thing with this heart thing. It says, now the Lord is that spirit, and where the spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. And you had one of the scenes where they were fighting on the Statue of Liberty, right? That's where it all went down, the showdown. And they had on the Statue of Liberty, they were doing work on it. They were trying to fix it and build it back up. And they had what? They had the Captain American shield.
Right, it's heavy.
Now that's heavy because this is all post-Infinity Wars and all that. So this is after all that went down. So obviously we understand that Captain America had just passed away. He died. He just gave up the ghost. He gave his shield away, right? But the shield fell. Now that was symbolic. There's no more protection for Babylon. There's no more liberty for them, because this society, this world is built off witchcraft, sin, and where sin is, there's no liberty. When you're covered in sins, guess what? You're fucking trapped. You're bound by your sins. You see? It says you can't say what those that are in the liberty of Yahawashi and that are free to Yahawashi are saying and doing. You're not able to do the miracles and the marvels. And the saving brothers and helping brothers, helping others, loving those that are your enemies, blessing those that curse you. You're not able to do that. Overcome evil with good. It says, but we all, with open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory, even as by the Spirit of the Lord. And it's said because remember how the Lord was talking about the bodies, right? Some celestial, some terrestrial. So he fashioned them in different types of glory. So even us in the flesh right now, this is a type of glory of the Lord. Because the Lord created us, right? He's the one that put us together in our womb, right? This is a glory. And you're supposed to glorify the Lord in your body, man. Praise the Lord in this body. So it had nothing to do with, you need a new body to be in the new covenant. These guys are using sorcery and spells, and guys are underneath that spell. They're not overcoming that and walking in the Lord. And the Lord walking with them. Not joining hand in hand with the wicked, but joining hand in hand with Yahawashi.
Yeah, I got something. Ecclesiasticus 40 and verse, let me start at verse 6. A little or nothing is his rest, and afterward he is in his sleep, as in a day of keeping watch, troubled in the vision of his heart, as if he were escaped out of a battle. When all is safe, he awaketh and marveleth that the fear was nothing. Such things happen unto all flesh, both men and beasts, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. All things are of the earth shall turn to the earth again, and that which is of waters doeth return to the sea. All bribery and injustice shall be blotted out, but true dealing shall endure forever.
Real quick, it said, all that is of the earth shall return to earth again. And that's going into the curse, to ashes, to dust, because of the fall of Adam and Eve right from the garden. But the way home is Yahawashi. So when you put on as Yahawashi, you put on the heavenly tabernacle, which begins in your mind and your spirit. You plant the seed gets planted in you, you water it, it grows within you, that tree of life, right? What happens is you're gonna return where? You're gonna return to Yahawashi, to His spirit. You see? Gathered in the clouds. The Lord said, gather my saints together, those that made a covenant with me by sacrifice, the new covenant, the new way of sacrifice. The Lord said He'd rather have mercy than sacrifice than the bloodshed of goats. You know? He'd rather have mercy. So upon the merciful, the Lord will show mercy. But if you ain't showing no mercy, you're not being merciful, you're not going to get mercy from the Lord, man. You didn't show mercy to your brother that's like yourself, and you think that you're going to get mercy from the Lord that is like not man, He's not flesh, man. He's spirit. See, that's the test. Are you able to love your brother that you can see? Are you able to help him and forgive him that you can see? And that is in sin just like you? Or are you going to belittle him and look down on him and hate him? And by you doing that to the Lord's little ones, you're doing that to Yahawashi. Because that's who He died for. That's who He spilled His blood for.
It says, continue here. Verse 10. Verse 13. The goods of the unjust shall be dried up like a river, and shall vanish with noise like a great thunder in rain. While he openeth his hand, he shall rejoice. So shall transgressors come to naught. The children of the ungodly shall not bring forth many branches, but are as unclean roots upon a hard rock. The weed growing upon every water and bank of a river shall be pulled up before all grass. Bountifulness is as a most fruitful garden, and mercifulness endureth forever. To labor and to be content with that a man hath is a sweet life, but he that findeth a treasure is above them both. Children and the building of a city continue a man's name, but a blameless wife is counted above them both. Wine and music rejoice the heart, but the love of wisdom is above them both. The pipe and the psaltery make sweet melody, but a pleasant tongue is above them both. Thy eye desireth favor and beauty, but more than both corn while it is green. A friend and companion never meet amiss, but above both is a wife with her husband. Brethren and help are against time of trouble, but alms shall deliver more than them both.
Real quick, the Lord alms, right? That's money. Well, the Lord said, cast your treasures in heaven and not on earth. So are you gonna take? Oh, I'm gonna take my $100 bills I made today and I'm gonna put it in heaven. No, Lord, see, guys are carnal. Guys think it is carnal. It's all spiritual, man. Where your heart is, where your treasure is, that's where your heart will be also. So where do you keep your riches that you don't want everyone to see and have? You keep it in the spirit. You keep it spiritual.
That's the next precept right here.
Hey, so, read this real quick. Sirach 2 and verse 16 says, they that fear the Lord will seek that which is well pleasing unto Him, and they that love Him shall be filled with the law. And the whole law, that whole law, 613 commandments, law has commandments, is all filled into love the Lord, love your neighbor as yourself. So we're filled with that law. We're filled with justice, with righteousness, mercy, counsel, right? They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in His sight, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men. For as majesty is, so is His mercy, right? So we're not like in a Spider-Man movie. Basically, when all was said and done, Peter Parker was like, I'm not going to fall into the hands of Doctor Strange or these spells or just, I'm gonna fall into the hands of the Lord. I'm gonna cure my enemies. I'm gonna fight the good fight of faith. It's gonna take all of me. It's not gonna be easy, but I'm gonna cure this disease. And it's heavy because remember at the end of the movie, what happened to him? They just like became light and just vanished. That's symbolic of them like going to the spirit, going back to the Father's spirits, being released. Like they were just trapped in their mind and in demons.
Right. They were enchained.
You know, even the other Spider-Man, like the one that got his Mary Jane killed. Like remember he saved Zendaya, and he like teared up.
Right.
He's like in the UK, like he doesn't want his other friend Spider-Man to suffer that. And then she's like, "You good?" You know what I'm saying? So like, it like healed them too, you know, because they were suffering from their past, you know, not necessarily like defeats, but like shortcomings.
Right.
Because no one's perfect in the flesh. You're gonna lose things. Things gonna hurt, you know.
Let me read this. This is Ecclesiasticus 40:25. His gold and silver make the foot stand sure, but counsel is esteemed above them both.
And guys, remember that whole thing? Oh, you gotta get gold and silver. Yeah. No, counsel's above them both, man. So by you having the counsel of the Lord, which is the teaching, the correct doctrine, the true advice, and not see, because there's one that is profitable to himself, but is not profitable to others. So like, you could be given the best advice, but if you're not taking your own advice, you don't want to be like as a hypocrite, man. And there's a thin line with that, you know. But
verse 26: riches and strength lift up the heart, but the fear of the Lord is above them both. There is
it said it lifts up the heart.
Right.
It puffs up. It gets you proud. Right. That's what riches do. You think you can do everything and anything you want.
Yeah.
Money answers all things, right? Well, what else money does? More money, more problems, and money is a root of all evil. Which, while some coveted after, have erred from the faith. 1 Timothy 6, man. Money is the root of all evil. You have to be rooted and grounded in Yahawashi, being unmovable and abounding in the work of the Lord, not the works of men. Not building up your YouTube channel, but building up your spirit, your mind, right? Because your mind is a weapon when used correctly. If it can be a weapon against you, or to protect you from sin and enemies. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, your mind can be a weapon against you. It can go against you, or it can be for you. Just upon where you set your heart upon. You know? What's
right? Because if you have a weak mind, you can easily be enchanted, easily be hacked. You see, manipulated,
breached.
Right.
You'll be breached.
Right. And then they'll use you. See, they'll
like,
use you for whatever their plan is. And their plan is now Yahawashi's plan. The majority of people in the world and these false prophets, they're looking to enchant your mind so that you can become their servant. You see, they're not promoting you to be followers of Yahawashi just because it's not what they say, it's what they do. Now,
if I could get that word for enchant real quick, guys. Enchant. Fill someone with great delight, charm.
Wow.
Put someone or something under a spell, bewitch. Right. It says captivate. Wow. It says hypnotize. Oh, right. Remember that elder was saying, "Oh, we hypnotize you."
Well, that's spiritual too, because see, they entice you with sweet words.
It also goes into rapture, mesmerize, ensnare. Get under someone's skin. And it's sad because the Latin word, it says in, and then cantare, which is sing. So if you're not singing the new song, you're just singing songs. So like, and that's how this world is. Like, everyone's singing along to it, and it feels like it's good. It feels like it, but it's not. And that's how a lot of guys are coming with this truth. So like, all these elder apostles and all these camps like saying this, saying that, and they're all like following it, right? But that's enchantments. You know, when like you're chanting something, let's go baseball, boom, boom. It's enchanting, and everyone's going along with it. So you become a part of that.
And that's worshiping something. You know. Now this is verse 26. It says, riches and strength lift up the heart, but the fear of the Lord is above them both.
It says strength. It says strength also lifts up the heart. So what the Lord made us. He made us weak.
lowly. Right.
He said the Lord chooses the weak things to confound the wise and mighty.
Right.
So it's not even our own strength. It's the Lord using us in us that's causing like Lord said, the feeble amongst you shall be as David, as an angel of the Lord. So by us being as Yahawashi when he was in the flesh, what was Yahawashi when he was carrying the cross and getting punched and things thrown at him and everything? People would have looked at him like, oh, he's not strong. When he was on the cross, what did they say to him? Oh, he saved others, save yourself.
Right.
The weakness of God. Matter of fact, I can get that scripture. Go ahead.
This is verse 36. Riches and strength lift up thy heart, but the fear of the Lord is above them both. There is no want in the fear of the Lord, and it needeth not to seek help. Right, so you can be strong in the world, you can be famous, you can be rich, but you're still gonna be in a time of trouble, and what you have is not gonna save you. If you don't have Yahawashi, nothing's gonna be able to save you. It says, the fear of the Lord is a fruitful garden, and covereth him above all glory.
Read that one more time.
Yep. Verse 27 says, the fear of the Lord is a fruitful garden.
A fruitful garden.
And covereth him above all glory. So it's better than all type of glory.
It covers you above all glory, above anything else. That's what covers you.
Right.
Like when you're at war, we always talk about you gotta take cover from the enemy trying to kill you, take your head off. And that's heavy because you know what that reminds me of? Susanna, bro. Remember how she went into her husband's garden to bathe herself?
Oh, yeah.
You had them two elders that was trying to pry her, inspire her, and take her, and rape her and shit, and defile her, and make her unclean and wicked and sin like them. But that garden and the fear of the Lord, she feared the Lord.
Right.
That covered her at the end of the day.
Right.
Lord raised up Daniel.
She didn't turn into the wicked.
Right, and she had that covering.
Right.
Even though she because when you talk about the book of Susanna was a very beautiful woman, so she covered herself as a woman's supposed to. But in this altercation, when this happened in the book of Susanna, when you read it, she had to uncover herself to say, yes, this is who I am, this is what I look like, yes, I am beautiful, this is what happened to me, this is the truth. These wicked, corrupted elders tried to rape me and take advantage of me when I was alone.
Right.
But even when she was alone, she wasn't alone. The Lord sees everything, man. See how heavy that is? That's heavy, man. Can you read the scripture?
Come on.
1 Corinthians 1:25. Because the foolishness of God, and that's what we're doing. We're preaching the foolishness of Yahawashi, the foolishness of the preaching of the cross, right? Unto them that perish, but unto us that are saved, it's a glory. It's a glory. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. And also, let me read this, Matthew 27:42. He saved others, himself he cannot save. If he be the king of Israel, let him now come down from the cross, and we will believe him. So they wanted him to come off the cross. No, that was the will of the Lord for him to stay upon that cross and bear the sins of our whole nation, man, and die for us. But what did they say? Because in the flesh, they're carnal. They're carnally minded. So what did they say? Tell him to come down the cross and then we'll believe him. These guys are condemned. It says, he trusted in God, let him deliver him now, if he will have him. For he said, I am the Son of God. The thieves also which were crucified with him cast the same in his teeth. You see that? Verse 41. Likewise also the chief priests mocking him with the scribes and elders said, he saved others, himself he cannot save. Right, so that's the spirit that they was in. Totally demonic, man. Totally wicked and evil. And what was Yahawashi saying up there? Was he being overcome with their evil? He said, Father, forgive them, they know not what they do. They were completely lost. They had no control over their spirit. They had no control over what they were saying or doing. The multitudes that perish. The broad gate, just following along blindly, not knowing what the hell they're saying, not knowing what the hell they're doing. This is the chief priests and the elders. This ain't no Esau, this ain't no woman. Guys are talking about Esau all day, and heathens all day, and women, and now the next thing guys are talking about is herbs. Which we'll talk about that in the next video, man. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 1:7. Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but the fools despise wisdom and instruction. So they don't have fruits, because again, the fear of the Lord is as a fruitful garden, right? So they're withering away. They have no fruits because they hate wisdom. They despise the wisdom. They despise instructions because they don't want to decrease in the flesh. They want to keep what they have in the flesh, and they want to grow in the flesh. They want to be rich. They want to be famous. They want to be looked at as someone, high, and that's why they're seated in the high seat. They don't want to be low. They're going into the wedding, right? But they're going straight to the top. They're walking and sitting in the high seat. When the Lord said to sit in the low seat, you see. Now this is let me continue here, because the Lord said sit in the low seat. So by you sitting down on the low seat, the Lord, when He comes, He's gonna know who actually followed the instructions, and He's gonna raise the men and the true believers that actually follow the instructions. So this is Sirach 40 and verse 28. My son, lead not a beggar's life, for better it is to die than to beg. The life of him that is dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for a life, for he polluteth himself with other man's meat. But a wise man well nurtured will beware thereof. Begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless, but in his belly there shall burn a fire. See that? So
out of the belly flowing rivers of living water. There's fire. They're totally adverse to with the course of the river, where the river is flowing towards and to. The Lord said in Revelation, remember? Revelation 22, how out of the tree of life is a river that flows, that the nations drink from, they're cured, they're healed from. Right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that. Is there more there? Can you I want you to grab me a piece of Luke 7:30.
Luke 7:30.
Yeah, bro, should I read that? And matter of fact, I'll get that in Revelation. And we can probably pull it out. Yes, let me read this for the brother. Revelation chapter 22:1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal. Right? So what we're drinking from, and what we're seeing and doing and saying, it's clear to us, it's clear as day, because we're children of light. Proceeding out of the throne of God and out of the Lamb, in the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yield her fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servant shall serve him. And remember in the movie, The Goblin, when Peter Wood Parker was close to killing him all in his apartment, Green Goblin said he started to turn. He turned. He snapped on him. He turned, and he said, "Our curse. This is not a curse." Like what the mind frame they was under, when it really was.
Right. There wasn't really. They were hiding themselves and pretending to be, on one accord, but they were actually just deceiving. And he used the weaker vessel. You see, so that's why.
Right.
You need to know and discern for yourself. Don't just because you see, you might have a loved one. And she or he might say, believe this person. But you have to actually inspect that person for yourself, you see? Because you might see something that your loved one didn't see, you see? So, now this is your precept, Luke 7 verse 30. it says, but the Pharisees and lawyers rejected the counsel of power against themselves, being not baptized of him.
They weren't baptized. They weren't. So they didn't have the water of Yahawashi. They weren't cleansed. They weren't being cleansed in their mind, neither in their flesh, because the Lord said clean the inside first. So they symbolized the fig tree that was cursed. The Lord came by and wanted some fruit. What was that fruit symbolize? It symbolized that Yahawashi came by these men, right? Men are like trees, right? He came by them, right? And he wanted some fruit. Meaning, like, what's the fruit? The fruit of the Spirit, which is what? Long suffering, patience, love, meekness, kindness. He wanted some from these men back then and now. And what happened? They had no fruit. The only thing they had was a bunch of leaves. See, guys are symbolic of a Christmas tree. They're cut off from the source. They're cut off from their roots, right? And the only thing that's on them is shining things. Gold, silver, money, idols, ornaments, stars. They shine in this world. They wax fat, and they're great in wickedness, right? They're in the house, right? They're a part of the society. The Lord said a prophet is not honored in his own house, in his own country. So this is not our country. This is not our house. But these guys are like them trees cut off from the roots inside. But see, eventually they get thrown out. See, when the Christmas tree is all done and Christmas is all over, what do people do with the tree? They don't put it back to the ground. They fucking just throw it out.
Right. And that's heavy what happened in New York. The biggest tree was burned on fire. The Lord is burning.
Someone set it on fire, bro.
The Lord He's burning up the gladness of the people that are rejoicing in this way of the world.
Trying to go back to normal.
Right. Now I have what you just read, right? Luke 7:30. They weren't baptized, right? The word baptized, it means to be washed, be cleansed. It says to dip repeatedly, to cleanse by dipping or submerging. So you gotta really dive in this truth. You to submerge into something. That means you're diving in deep, not just
dipping your toes in.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's the whole thing.
That's what guys are. They're shallow. Like when a woman, she all she cares about is money, right? Like if you meet a chick, right, and all she cares about is like, oh, what do you do for a living? How much money does he have? What car does he drive? What kind of clothes does he wear? Stuff like that. What is that woman like unto? She's fucking shallow.
She's just looking for her own profit.
Same thing with men to women. If a guy is only looking for a woman out of just lust and she looks good, that guy is shallow. You're not going all in. When you go all into someone and you're deep, right? Guys hate it. Oh, they talk about the deep demons. That means like you're not just looking at as a man for looks of a woman, or if you're a woman, you're looking at how much a man has of money or carnal things. You're looking at their mind. Is their mind right? Because the Lord said a mind well instructed is above great glory and riches. Because when a mind is instructed, when certain things happen in life, because there's always going to be some kind of tribulation and turmoil and adversity in life, they're going to be able to get through it with you. You're going to be able to reason, talk it out, plan things, you know what I'm saying? Right. But someone that's shallow and only has like one thing that you were looking for, when those waves, those winds start blowing and shit, they're going to leave you alone, man. They're going to forsake you when the ship has one hole in it. Now we got to patch up this hole so we can keep on sailing home.
Let me get my last piece.
Like you said, they're going to abort.
They're going to abortion. That's what you guys are doing. They're rejecting the spirit of Yahawashi Mashiach. Now this is my last piece of Sirach 41 verse 8. Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High power. For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction. And if ye be born, ye shall be born to a curse. And if ye die, a curse shall be your portion. See that? So, see, the thing is, Yahawashi, they killed Yahawashi, but he received the best gift of all. Going back to the Heavenly Father and overcoming death. but he had to face death. You see, he didn't run from death. He had to actually let death, try and get at him. But that's where he overcame death, just like in the Matrix. You see, they try to hack into Neo, but as soon as that the wicked try to overcome the righteous, the wicked wither away. You see. You got anything else out? And with that, let's give all praises, fear, and glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Akakadash, Abababal, death to wicked and sorcerers and false prophets, and peace to you true laborers and servants of Yahawashi, and Shalom.